You're tuned in to IntellectualRadio.com.
4, 3, 2.
Hello, everybody. I want to thank you for coming back. This is Age on America, right here on IntellectualRadio.com. This is D-Rob. Thanks for coming, and this is my co-host, the beautiful co-host. Hey, love.
My voice is kind of gone, y'all, so bear with me today. But hey, what's going on?
This is Asia from Asia on America.
Everybody know who I am. Stop acting crazy.
Okay, I just want to let them know that my and our relationship is love. So when I say hey, love,
Oh, okay. So I didn't hear for one for you. I didn't know we had this going
okay,
on.
think about it. Got a few suggestions.
You do not. I do not work for you. You do not boss me around. Totally unrelated topic, but go.
Well, it's actually related because we're talking about relationships today. We know you guys are just winding down from the new year and relationships because we know Valentine's Day is coming, and we also gonna have some good topics coming up for Black History Month. But we just gonna mile it down. We're gonna talk about relationships and pet names and right, love.
Okay, you don't keep because I
Okay.
ain't got your.
We talk about a little bit on our page, and we get a lot of responses from it. And so obviously there are a lot of good topics within the relationship and trying to figure out our relationships. Um, and I think who actually does give out a lot of good advice and can read energy good. And so, what you got for me?
Um, don't be putting me on the spot about what I know how to do. I'm not a relationship expert per se, but I do give good advice because I'm a Libra, and I think on both sides of the spectrum. I like to put myself in the shoes of the person and look at it from a non-objective page. We do put topics on, and relationships are always a trending topic. A lot of people are saying that relationships are dead, love is dead, so I put those questions out there and I always get a lot of response. So it was something that I wanted to talk about as we're going into this new decade, millennium, whatever, what have you, the resurgence of energy and everything. Black love, let's hopefully see that that's going to be back on the rise, because you know how I feel about black love. It's the holy trinity, if you will, of our society. And just try to break some of those stipulations, some of those I don't know, taboo things that people think what incorporates a relationship. We talked about over sexualization that time, and people having side pieces in their relationships, and just want to get it, dumb it down, bring it back to what it used to be.
Absolutely,
my king.
I love it.
I've been thinking of a name.
Yeah, that's perfect. That fits me. And I don't want people to get confused and say, think that we were talking about over sexualization, because I think, sensual is sexual, sex is sexual, romanticism is sexual. There's so many different ways
Is
to be.
romanticism a word?
I made that word.
Okay.
We're gonna put that in the dictionary. But
Okay.
but you understand what I'm saying. It's not the fact of being over sexual, it's hypersexual, it's us being voyeurs and us being on display and all of those things that it encompasses. But we're gonna talk relationships, and like she's specified, black love. We're gonna talk about that. But if you have an opinion on anything we're talking about today, we invite you to call in and talk to us about it. We'll share what we have and let you share what you have. Call us right here on IntellectualRadio.com, 708-223-8953. So, speaking on black love, I did a little research and I went to the United States Census Bureau and looked up some surveys. And so just give me an opinion on some of these statements that I read to you. African Americans are more likely to be unmarried than in any other race at a 59% clip.
I can see that. I like we talked about on the last show. I don't know a lot of married couples. I was married. I have a couple friends that are married. I don't really know a lot of people with long-term relationships. I maybe only know about 3 or 4. A lot of people have a baby daddy here, baby mama there. They really don't have those long-standing relationships. So I could definitely understand that. But I do see a lot of people getting married now. I don't know if for I don't want to just put my opinion, but we living in this social media world and be included. So I don't know if it's like they get married because they want to, or because they want to keep up with the Joneses and get married and have these extravagant events. I don't know if they're marrying for love or if they're marrying for marriage.
I think there's other factors. Some people get married just for the financial benefits.
Yeah.
Some people stay married for the kids. There's a lot of different things that happens. So another one is that black people are most likely to be divorced than any other race, and that's at a 23 to 1,000 per person clip. What do you think about that?
That's funny to me, considering that if we don't get married that much, how we getting divorced that much?
I think it shows that in the beginning, there's a lot of us having questions about getting married, and then those of us who do go along with the act wind up finding out it's not for them, or don't put as much into it, or for whatever else. We also fail once going into that relationship.
I, I'm I don't know how I feel about that because I was in a long term relationship and we was together 17 years. We did ultimately divorce. So I don't know if I'm a good expert on that, but we did ultimately divorce. But I don't really feel as though we had any issues going into marriage. Not to say that we didn't have issues, but I don't think that any of the issues that we had was the demise of our marriage. I think some of the issues that we had probably stemmed from us being young and being together for a lot of years and possibly not knowing who we were individually and putting so much forth into the marriage, into the family. I think that those were some problems, but as far as like going in, I can't really pinpoint one thing like, yeah, we had problems made us divorce.
Mhm. I get that there's a trend that a lot of young black couples stay together for a long time before deciding to marry. Um, why do you believe that trend is?
I can't speak for anybody else, but for myself, I'm a if it's not broke, don't fix it type of chick. Um, we talked about this off air. I'm not a girly chick, so like marriage was not like, oh, I need to get married. Not to say like I want to just shack up all my life, but bonds are not necessarily negated to being married to me. I'm a spiritual person, and I feel like if we bonded in spirit, that's enough. Some people, want to get married for, financial reasons, and you want your name on deeds and property and, wills and things of that nature. I'm not that person. My mother and my father were never married, but everybody thought that they were, and they was together all my life. So marriage was nothing per se that was like projected on me. It was really the strength and the bond of the union.
Right.
So I can't speak for nobody else. Maybe they don't have representations of marriage. So, to be in a long term relationship is an accumulation of they whatever they have. They being my baby mama, baby daddy, or high school sweethearts, or he did a bit and she waited for him. That's the end result because they really don't have that other side to see.
Yeah. Maybe, perhaps that bond is stronger than anything that a ring or a ceremony can signify to. I
Definitely.
believe that, especially in the black culture. I know we sometimes people think we may duck the responsibility of marriage, or coming together, or some of those old traditions. I don't think there's an absence of love. There's an absence of responsibility there. I just think that there is not always that this is not something that always defines what our relationship is.
Exactly. Exactly.
But we do have kids together, so which leads me into the next thing, because like you
Okay.
said, your parents were together forever but not married, and black people normally, they have 44% of unmarried people with children, as opposed to other races where white people may be 13%.
Well, I think another thing that plays into that is that a lot of pregnancies are teenage pregnancies. So, you having these children young, and like I said, you really don't know who you are. You stepping in, you 17 years old, and now you're a parent. You going through changes of being an adolescent to a teenager, and now you've experienced this boom. I'm an adult. I'm a responsible adult, and I'm responsible for another person. So I don't think that marriage is like the forefront. You have to work, you probably living with somebody, so now you got to save money to move out, and now you moving out and you really a kid but you playing house. I speak on that from my viewpoint, because I was at the house at 18, and now I'm looking at my friends who have they gone away to college and they having good times, and they going to homecoming dances and I'm working a third shift because I got a baby and I live in a very ugly apartment, but that's all we can afford, you know. So I think that marriage kind of gets pushed to the back, whereas other cultures, they graduate from high school and they go off onto sabbatical and they go to Rome for a year. They go out and find themselves and see who they are. Like you said, we be in these little circles with it's 7.7 billion people in the world. We're in this one little bubble, and all we see is a bunch of teenage pregnancies and long relationships. We don't see a lot of other things. So I don't really think it's that we don't want to be married. And by the time we do get of age and know better and learn better, we kind of be burnt out on love because we done went through so many different cycles with underdeveloped men. You know, they don't know who they are as well.
Right. I was gonna say, don't leave the responsibility solely on the man. There's a lot of underdeveloped women,
I mean, you we
No,
know that, but I just spoke on to that. I said
yeah,
you don't know who you are as a
true,
person. You know,
indeed.
like I said, I'm coming out of this 20-year relationship and I'm just really learning myself, which
Mm,
is a good thing and a bad thing because I'm old enough to know better, but still wasted so much time. And where could I have been?
mm,
What could I have been doing? But you live and you learn. But I can say that you really kind of lose yourself, and I don't think that marriage is like, oh, I need to get married. It's like we don't have sugar and we only got like such and such dollars and the baby need pampers.
yeah, but that's what my next point was gonna be. But you got babies though, so it's like there is still some responsibility there.
Of course.
So if you take the leap to say that I want to have this responsibility and raise this child to 18 or more, but in the same breath you say, well, maybe we shouldn't get married. To me, there's some conflict of interest there.
One of my Facebook friends, she made a post, she posed a question about to me, did you pick your child's mother? And I said a lot of us have children. We're those are not planned pregnancies.
Right.
A lot of pregnancies I can't really, and a lot of men said yeah they did, and the pessimist I'm optimistic, but I'm also a pessimist at times.
Okay.
And the pessimistic in me was like, they lying. You don't look at nobody. You might look at a woman and say, I would not mind having children with her. But in the heat of the moment, you ain't laying down like, yeah, I want to have a baby. No, you don't. So I don't think that it's like we don't want the responsibility either way. We don't
Right.
want the kids or the marriage. We really just having fun.
Mm,
And mistakes happen. And not
mm,
to say that children are mistakes, but that's what happens when you have unprotected sex. You have unplanned pregnancies. And then you plan from behind as opposed to other cultures are playing
right.
from front. They are already graduated from college. You sick too?
No, I'm okay.
They graduated from college already. They probably got a family business lined up. They already starting ahead of the curve. We coming from behind. I done dropped out of high school. Now I gotta come behind. And now I'm graduating from college as an adult. And I gotta work at the same time. And I got kids. And I have a man. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
we working from behind. So I think, like I said, it's not the lack of love.
Mhm.
It's that priorities are pushed to the forefront and that's kind of pushed to the back. And it goes back to we don't see a lot of married couples.
Yeah.
When you raised like a lot of my friends that had two-parent households,
Mhm.
we had a two-parent household. A lot of my friends are two-parent households, but a lot of people don't have two-parent households. So how can you really even have some type of standard of love if you don't even see it?
Yeah. Well, I agree to that because I think the key word you said was unplanned. Um, there are a lot of coaches who actually have children somewhat around the same age as we do. So yeah,
But those are planned.
that's my whole point. So they have a plan going through it. So they may have their kids at 18 and 19, and
Some
then
some some coaches
by
14.
by 13, I mean by 39, they're sending the last one off to college and they getting ready to live the rest of their lives before they hit 40. Whereas we do it unplanned. So we do wind up having younger mothers with the older children. But it's a struggle because there was no plan. So
Exactly,
I get
exactly.
that. Um, Last point I want to touch on. I just want to get your opinion on this one. I got this information from the Violence Poverty Center from a survey they did. It was a little bit late back in 2010, but it says that the influence in relationships, Black women suffer sexual and physical violence significantly more than any other race, and that plays a part in relationships and marriage.
First and foremost, what made you search from that site to get this information?
Uh,
You just
they're responsible for reacting and planning for violence.
okay. I don't know how to touch that because like that's so multi-layered.
Sure.
I feel like black women are always, looked down upon from all cultures, not just our own. So the tearing down of a black woman thing, for lack of a better word, like we talked about with the talk about black women in music, the way we are portrayed on TV and movies. So I think it's a whole culture around that makes it easier for a black man to push down a black woman. And so I don't I don't want to say that they I don't know because this is so multi-layered, but I really think that the lack of once again two-parent households, a lot of women, meeting a lot of hushing them in. See, and this is my thing when I'm coming up and dating. I don't let men come in my house. My boys, they've only been around their father all their life. I got one child father. He the father of all my boys. They've only been around their dad. So I don't want to just start even though I'm dating and my oldest boys are grown and my younger boys are 13 and 8, I just don't want to start a revolving door. Not to say that I will,
Mhm.
but just don't want to have people in and out. And I think things like that as a child influences you as you're an adult as well. Because you're a little boy and you might see somebody hollering at your mother. That's not your father. And you're a little boy and you watching like, man, he hollering at my mama, I'll beat him. So now that when you get older, you not only watch that, now you're going to exhibit that behavior because you watched it and you think that's how it's supposed to go. And then you really don't have no respect for a woman because every man you saw, your mother was around, didn't have respect for her. And that's not to say that that happens in every situation because my mother and my father, that's not my biological father. And he'll kill me if I said that. But, he was absolute stand-up man. And so I don't know that side, but I've seen that side. So that's a multi-layered thing. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there are a lot of possibilities with that.
and my throat is sore. You asking all these thought-provoking questions.
Well, if we're gonna talk relationships,
Okay, go ahead.
um, but there are a lot of possibilities with women. I'm glad you brought that up with women keeping the household private until there's definitely gonna be somebody there because the different another thing that could happen would be you bring a guy into the home and the kid likes him or
And then
looks
he
up to him,
leave.
and then he leave and he doesn't understand it, and
Hmm.
then he's replaced by some guy
Not
who's
half of him.
not half of him, or he don't like, or the vibe is wrong, and he's trying to understand like what happened
Yeah.
with that. I like that guy, and not understand that mom is looking for something different.
Hmm.
So that leaves a lot of questions. So yeah, that's a definite thing that women should employ. As a boundary. I know we from Chicago. I don't want to say it like that, but I'm saying it based on the weather. At a time like this, sometimes people open up their home to entertain.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And maybe it shouldn't be,
Hmm.
but our weather is what it is, and you may want some company, and that's just what may happen.
And that's why I have to date a man who have his own place. Because I have to go over his house. And it's not like I don't want him in my space, but I just have to like really be comfortable. I have a child with special needs. I don't feel as though I don't want to bring that into nobody's life and they don't have to deal with it. They don't have to deal with it. And just to pacify a need of mass,
Right.
I got to think about it from all levels. My younger brother, he 30 and he does not date women with children. He does not have children. Neither one of my younger brothers do. They don't, and he said for that exact reason that you said, he don't want to get attached to nobody's child and walk out their life. So he don't
Makes
date
sense.
women with children.
Okay. Well, at least he found a way to be responsible with it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So we're gonna lighten it up a little bit. We're gonna stay on the relationships, but we're gonna lighten it up a little
Yeah,
bit.
because I feel like we was on a real talk show.
We are on a real talk show. This is Age on America, if you didn't know,
I mean, you know
on
what I mean? I ain't got
intellectualradio.com.
no checks
If
yet,
you
but
have the checks is in the mail, they coming. If you want to talk about this relationships, 708-223-8953. So we're gonna lighten it up. And something interesting to me is how we employ nicknames in our relationships. I think they're significant. They show, love to each other. They make talking to each other easier. But I think some of them are in question. Everybody. So I think there are nicknames that should be used for private, and some that should be used in public.
So you hear nicknames that need to be in private,
I
in
think there are
public.
certain softer nicknames that a woman can use for her man that shouldn't be said outdoors. If your man, is one of the toughest dudes around, you shouldn't be calling him, my teddy bear, whatever. It shouldn't be something real soft. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying that there should be a separation. But anyway, I have a list of nicknames for men and women that are used or are suggested, and I just want your opinion on each one. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go down the list, and
What is word association game?
yeah, it's kind of like word association. So it comes
Okay.
to the
Okay.
name. So I'm gonna start with a guy name. Um, what do you think about a woman calling her man as a pet nickname, Alpha?
No.
No.
An alpha male is an alpha male. You don't need any distinction on that.
Okay.
You're gonna feel that. You don't have to say that.
Um, does some men need their ego stroked?
I mean, let me back this up. Everybody needs their ego stroke.
Everybody.
Everybody. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. It's reprocess. You know what I gotta say. I can't even get it out. Reciprocate the vibes.
Mhm.
Reciprocate the vibes. So if I'm stroking your ego, stroke man's back. Ain't no big ass and little U's. Yeah, you the man, but give me my due diligence. I'm not gonna be
So this is not a
calling no man.
comparison thing.
Nah, I'm not like alpha.
Okay.
That sounds dumb.
Okay, but based on the point that you just made, I feel like this next name coincides with that.
Okay.
Big Daddy.
Nah, I don't like chicks calling men Big Daddy. That's kind of creepy.
That's a stroke. It's a stroke.
That's kind of creepy. You know what a stroke is?
Mm-hmm.
Baby, and rubbing and touching. It's the twofold. It ain't always all about the name. It's the name and the action behind it. So if we talking, I'd be like, babe, and touch you. That's the affirmation. That's the stroking and everything. I ain't gotta call you Big Daddy. You ain't my daddy.
I get that, but it's stroke some people. But
you want somebody to call you Big Daddy?
Nah, I ain't fond of the Big Daddy. But you know what? Bay was on the list, and that's probably one I don't want to be called either.
Well, I love Bay. I call everybody Bay.
Personally, I think Bay is a nickname a man can use to the woman, but in private, I think it's a little bit more endearing as the man. I don't want you to call me Bay in public. That's another one.
I wouldn't call my man whatever pet name I have for him unless it's like something cute and outside that we could talk. Like,
so you saying that you use discretion when we outdoors? Okay.
If we was out and like we was like, I would do that, and we would know exactly what that means.
Right.
So that's what I would do. Like if I called a man a pet name outside, but other than that, I'm calling him D or whatever your name is.
Yeah, it's just distracting to me if I'm in Walmart and I see a girl call her guy down the alley. She'd be like, "Babe." To me, that's just like you took something from him. Don't call him. You took some masculinity from him. You don't call him
that's
babe.
That's her baby.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have answered her. It just don't. It don't.
What you supposed to turn around and say? What the?
I don't know.
What you supposed to say?
I don't know. Just don't call me babe at the Walmart.
Don't call you babe. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So now I heard this one. Dark Knight.
Wait a minute. You are lying. These names, you are lying. Nobody. Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
That don't even make sense.
How it don't?
Don't
black women don't some women like a knight in shining armor? Don't black women like dark men sometimes? So what's wrong with Dark Knight?
I love dark skinned men.
Okay.
But I'm not calling nobody no Dark Knight.
Okay.
What type of name is that? How are you saying this? Like Dark Knight, like
right. It don't sound like it roll off the tongue.
No,
smooth,
it got
maybe it's a bedroom name. Maybe that's the bedroom name. Come here, Dark Knight. I guess. I don't know. Okay. What about handsome?
No, that's not a pet name. I call everybody handsome. Like I said, I call everybody babe. When I send out my mass text messages in the morning, it's always a handsome or a king there.
I'm never responding to that text again.
No, we have business text. Yeah. So that's
okay. Well, don't call me handsome in business either.
You are handsome though.
That's all right, but you spreading it thin. I'm cool. Um. So what about Boo?
Um, that's a house name.
Right.
Boo is a house name.
So, but Bay isn't.
Bay is like universal.
To
I
me, it's
call
a
everybody.
derivative.
I call everybody Bay too. I call my girlfriends Bay. You know what
Okay,
I'm
that's a
saying?
girl thing. That's cool.
I call my guy friends Bay.
I get it.
My threat.
It's a multifaceted word. It could be used in a lot of different ways, but at the same time, it could be demasculating to me.
Okay.
And Boo is similar. It's a derivative of it.
Okay.
You know. Okay. King.
I call everybody King.
Okay. What about Chief?
I call you Chief D.
You better call me Chief D. But
You
you ain't
think
the
I
only
work
one.
for you?
Hey,
But you think I work for you?
I've been getting called Chief D for over 20 years. If I'm lying, 708-223-8953.
Why do you
If
think?
it's anybody that know me that called me Chief D, that's me, huh?
Who you think you're supposed to be? But
No, I'm
the,
just saying. I'm giving you my synonym. So and I also go by him and sir. But and you got to say them together.
him, sir.
Him and sir.
Him and sir.
Yeah.
You was something else.
Okay.
Go to these women names.
We're gonna move to the women names. Queen. What?
Mm-hmm.
But king and queen is not. I think it's a little oversaturated, but is it?
I'm not always a queen. Sometimes I'm trappy. Sometimes I'm sophisticated. Sometimes I'm like silly.
Okay.
I'm not always a queen.
Okay. So what about Thotty?
That's not.
Some guys call a girl Thotty.
That's not a pet name. That's a derogatory name.
Okay, let me jump back to the male for a minute. Then, what about girls calling their man bro?
I don't like that, but I will play with that.
So I can't play with Thotty?
No, that's not the same thing.
I ain't saying Walmart. I'm saying in the house.
No, you could call me sus. If I'm
Come
calling
here,
you bro,
Thotty. Come here. Fix me some. I can call you that.
That's kind of derogatory.
In the house, though, I can say what I want.
In the house,
there's some other words that people use in the house that's derogatory that you're gonna accept.
I don't think so.
Right.
Go with this list. This is crazy.
Wifey.
This is what you sat up here and prep for today. You was out of control.
Wifey.
That's like a generic little thing too. Sidebar, if I'm in a relationship, I want a man to have me his own little pet name, however it feels to flow for him. Not no standard. Like a guy called me A. And I like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm A. And you like, cut it out, A. You know what I'm saying? It's not no whatever, what have you. Have something of your own to incorporate.
Absolutely. But is it only one? Is it a limit? Because I get that you have to personalize it for your person. You know what I mean? You don't carry over a nickname from one relationship to another. That's disrespectful.
But to be fair, my uncle called me A too. So
it's gonna happen. You know, I hate for a woman to call me D.
I call you D.
That I'm in a relationship with, you can't call me D. I got 12 letters in my name. I got too many different things you can call me. That's too easy. Pooh.
Well, that's my real nickname. It's a shortening of my real nickname, so I like that. That's kind of like personalized.
Right. Peach.
That doesn't. I don't know.
My peach. My little peach. No.
That sounds sexually suggestive.
Okay.
I don't know about that one. Next,
okay. Baby mama.
That's what my ex-husband called me. I don't like that.
Baby daddy.
That's what I call him, and he don't like that.
Oh, exactly. But people do that, and as a term of endearment.
No, that's like being platonic, like being cordial to each other when we talk. You know, I don't be like it, but you know, I'm almost. I gotta say it, but like we did not be amicably.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, you know, so like we are like working to be able to talk and be cool. So like that's like baby mama, baby daddy is like real good for us. Cause like I get real indignant.
Thotty. Okay.
Stop
I
playing with me.
I understand. You know what I mean? You got to work through that. I've been there, and I think when you work through it, it's gonna be a beautiful thing.
I hope
Things
so.
come full
I hope so.
circle.
We was together too long to be enemies. I don't want to be. I don't want to be into it with him, and I tell him that all the time. I don't want to be into it with you. That's fake to have been in love with somebody that long and be an enemy with them.
Well, I do believe the saying that there's a thin line between love and hate. They're the same. They're on the same frequency.
They are on the same frequency. However, if you vibrate highly, you can't be like that. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep my vibes high. I can't preach this like positivity thing and have this disdain for my kid's father. That's fake.
Right. Pound cake.
That make me think of Drake's song. No, that ain't no good nickname.
Beyonce got it in her song.
I don't listen to Beyonce.
That's why you don't get it. Okay.
What is going? Go.
So those I think was some controversial nicknames that we all use. You know, some people see it one way: the baby mama, baby daddy, baby boo, king,
That little
queen,
thotty thing. I hate
thotty.
it.
That's some stuff is just delegated for the bedroom. But okay, so moving on. I got a few quotes that I got from brainyquotes.com. And
Sidebar. You always are so like organized when you sit in the front seat. I be like, oh, I don't never have no notes. I just have my phone and water.
Yeah. Well, you should be prepared. I mean, I think you retain information good. I want to make sure I share what we got, and bring the best out of you. So it's my responsibility to do it like this to get it out you.
Oh, okay. Okay, King.
Okay, love. So Brainy Quotes had a top 10 quotes on relationship, and I just wrote down a few of them that I thought was significant, that I think were kind of controversial, something to talk about, something to give a little insight. And the first one I think is, in my opinion, kind of obvious, but it's a good quote. It says, "Love sought is good, but given unsought is even better." What do you think about that?
Yeah, I feel that because, like I said, love is abstract and it could be anywhere and it could come anywhere.
Right.
Like I say, I watched tape. It said it was like single woman who's looking for love. I'm not looking for love. Love is gonna come to me however it comes. I'm not looking for anything. It's gonna come. And a lot of people, I think that's a lot of reason why a lot of relationships fail too. Because people are looking for something. Like I posed a question on my page. I said, "Are you dating with a purpose?" And everybody like, "I'm dating with a purpose to be married." How are you dating with that purpose? You don't. So you just went out and like, I gotta be married. So that's your only goal.
Well, I think obviously you want to take the time to get to know that person, but I think laying down your long-term goals. You asked me a couple of days ago what was my goals, and
you didn't put marriage in there.
I didn't, but what I'm saying is it allows you an opportunity to let a person know where you at. And so if you tell a person, hey, I'm not just out here dating, looking to meet up guys or doing something, I'm planning on being married. I had a woman tell me that once before.
And it scared you away, didn't it?
It didn't. It at that point in time, it was great. It was actually what I needed to hear. She put it out there, and it was up for me to make a decision. As a man, that's what I really want. I don't want to play games. I like for you to put the pressure back on me.
You tell me exactly.
I believe yes, I do.
You're getting up there in age though. That's kind of like over. That's past you. That's over with.
I don't think I'm that old to get married.
I don't think you that old, but I think that marriage is like a young person sport.
I agree that a lot of people probably don't want to see older people marriage pictures, but
not even necessarily about the pictures. I think it's like you marry for longevity, and like if you're up there like 45 and stuff, not to say, but life expectancy is like 65 years old. So you marrying at 45, 50, you only got 15 years. And I'm just saying, like,
my great granddaddy died about 5 years ago at the age of 107.
Really?
I'm trying to, yeah. And that year he went around the United States visiting family, painting their houses and fixing their cars and stuff like that at 107. And I'm trying to be like him.
Okay.
So If I'm marrying for the long term, not them last 15 years like you talking about.
But look, at 45, or I don't know how old you are, but you somewhere up in there. But the dating pool is kind of small now. You have a lot of women who are jaded on love, and you have to open them up, which is gonna take 5 to 6 years. You have a lot of women who are coming out of relationships and just want to play the field.
Mhm.
You have a lot of women who don't have children who want children, and you're done. Your kids are grown, so the dating pool is kind of small once you start getting up there. How do
Yeah.
you figure you're gonna get a good wife out of that batch?
Says the hopeless romantic.
I am a hopeless romantic,
So
but I am realistic.
okay.
I speak a lot of oxymoronish. You know
No,
this.
I'm with you. I'm realistic, and I might be a little bit of a helpless romantic. So I'm going. You shoot for what your goals are. You don't let the statistics of what you think is out there stop you from what you want. You look. That's what you
But
do.
I see that the dating pool, at least on my side, is very shallow.
Mm, okay. Well, good luck with that.
We already determined on this lobby.
True. She had to check me on. Okay. Her inbox is popping.
Don't put my business out there.
So here's another one by Maya Angelou. I thought this was interesting. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time.
Absolutely. A lot of women want to change men, and this is not a diaper. You can't change him. A lot of men want to change women as well. They want them to be like their mother. If they had a good mother, they want them to continue that. If they didn't have a mother, they want them to be that. Same as with a woman and a man. If they didn't have a father, they want him to be that, and if they did have a father, they want him to be that. I think a lot of people put too much stock into fixing the other person instead of fixing themselves, and that's another reason why relationships work too. A lot of women fall in love with potential. See the realness. They don't see the forest for the trees. They see what they want to see. They see, oh, he good looking and he got a good job, but they don't see that he call off a lot, and he's not with his kids a lot. They see that, oh, he's always on trips, he going here, he buying this. They don't see that he pays his bills late, or you know what I'm saying. So they looking at sightseeing and not seeing behind. And you got to see, when a person show you who they are, you got to believe them. I myself fell victim to that, but I was a teenager, so I saw longevity, but it's still, in actuality, I saw what I wanted to see. The signs is always there. I just saw what I wanted to see.
Well, I think, like you said earlier, both of you guys are maybe young and underdeveloped, so you really didn't know who you were in the first place.
This is true.
When I see this question, I think about first impressions, or this statement. I think about first impressions. It says, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Sometimes people don't know how to act around you, or when they first meet you, or first impressions aren't always the best impressions, depending on the circumstances. So I think I get where she's coming from. I think she's speaking on, once we are frequenting each other, and you start to notice those signs, like you say, he ain't going to work, or he ain't, he's drinking heavy, or he got some bad habits. I get that. Yeah. Unless this person is expressing to you that, hey, I'm trying to change, or these are the challenges I'm going through, or this is my goal, then yeah, believe them. But I think first impressions are not always what, what you can draw off of.
Yes and no.
Yeah. Um, Now here's an interesting one by Oscar Wilde. He's an Irish poet.
Oh,
Um,
thanks. I didn't know that.
I'm sorry, a lot of people don't.
I did.
But he says, between men and women, there is no friendship possible. There's passion, enmity, worship, love, but no friendship. What do you think about that,
That
relationship wise?
that's a lot of reason why relationships fail as well. I think that was a strong suit. I don't want to sit here and just talk so bad about my marriage. I think that was a strong suit of ours because we were friends. We were great friends. And that's where it goes back to my point of, I don't want to have this, relationship with you. And we were best friends. We did everything together. And I think friendship, I think about the scene on House Party, the first one,
Mhm.
and kid want to mess with Shireen the whole movie, and
She led them on.
yeah, she monkey bottom,
Mhm.
but she liked him and Play. She ended up messing with Play, and he went home with I forgot what Teacher Campbell name was in that movie, and she was like, "Don't do you like her?" And he was like, "Yeah," and then she was like, "Do you like me?" And he was like, "If I had to choose, I would pick you as a friend." And she was kind of like salty, and he was like, "Let me explain." He was like, being friends is important. You know what I'm saying? He like, and it's so crazy. That's one of my favorite movies, and I just remembered that part for some reason. But that's how I've been operating my whole life. Like I really want to build a friendship with a man before we have a relationship, because after sex, what is it? I don't
Yeah.
want to just be sitting on the edge of the bed looking at my phone, waiting on my lift, waiting on you to pick me up, you sleep in your room, whatever what's going on. I want to be able to have like that real good energy. So like you the first person I call when I'm having a good day or I'm having a bad day. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people mess that up because they looking for, like
Does
I said,
does that mean friendship though? Could that be support? Could that be passion? Could that be worship? Could that be concern? Could that be
now that's friendship.
that's
I don't want
friendship?
nobody to worship me. I don't want you to worship me. I don't want to worship you. You know,
Mhm.
friend incorporates all those things, all those words that you said.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't call many people my friend. So to be my friend and my man, that's the ultimate.
Yeah. Here's a deep one that I read and I like this one. It said, spiritual relationship is far more precious than physical. Physical divorce from the spiritual is like body without the soul.
This is very true. I like when I was young. This is another reason why I haven't had a lot of boyfriends either, because I got to feel you. I really got to feel you, and I'm very into energy and stuff like that. I almost cuss. I'm I'm into energy and stuff like that, and physical fades. You have to be spiritually in tune with people, and like I was talking to Ann about, getting ourselves together, and I was telling her about how a lot of people, don't take the time to get their man right. And if your man ain't right, your thought process is cloudy. So you know what I'm saying. So you looking for physicality with your man is, you can't pick up nothing in spirit if your man not right. You know what I'm saying. And all ties back to everything. But that was a good. Yeah, I'm definitely with the spirit. Like I got a vibe. We have to vibe. If ain't no vibe, ain't nothing.
Yeah. I think we living in a time too where a lot of people have these relationships where it's just about our bodies touching and not
It
the soul, not
definitely
the
is.
spirit.
It
You
definitely
know.
is. Remember we talked about soul ties, and a
Yeah.
lot of
But
people.
I mean, not even just that. Like we there are so many people who say they have a connection with a person. They call it a connection or energy, but we having sex, but we not doing nothing else. Like that's where it lies, because we don't have that spiritual connection, or we're not trying to pursue that spiritual connection. We just concerned about our physical connection. So
Yeah.
um so here's another one by Roosevelt. And I think that this one was something that he stated because of the times that they were living in, back when there was a racial divide.
Hmm.
But I think it holds true. I'm not saying that he wasn't true in making this statement, but I think he said it based on the times that he was living in. And it says, if a civilization is to survive, cultivating the science of human relationships, the ability of all people of all kinds to live together in the same world with peace. What do you think about that?
Read that again. There was so many words.
If civilization is to survive, cultivate the science of human relationships, the ability of all people of all kind to live together in the same world with peace.
Coexisting
Yeah,
peacefully.
yeah.
I just made a post the other day. What I say? Did you read it? It said something about chemistry. In order to have physics, we must first pass chemistry, simple science. Everything has to be cohesive.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? In order for a relationship to really work, it had to be on all levels. You have to be my friend. We have to be spiritually in tune. You have to be able to motivate me emotionally, spiritually, financially. All everything has to click. Like just like our body, everything is one. continuous circulator,
Hmm.
whatever. The relationship got to be like that too. It's a car, and you know what I'm saying. And if one thing break, then it's gonna start breaking behind that. And a lot of people don't get their tune ups.
Right.
That
Yeah.
was a good
No,
analogy.
it is because essentially you saying, it's a vehicle in relationship and
Mhm.
it gets you where you need to go. I
Mhm.
get that. I'm a little more intrigued about the science of human relationships part. Um Basically him saying that we need to understand relationships more in order to be here and coincide together. And I think he was talking, like he said, live together, people of all kinds in the same world. And I guess he's talking about different cultures and different religions and different ethnic backgrounds. And um, a lot of people don't think that we supposed to coexist.
It's true.
And I think some people think that the answer is what they call quote unquote blended babies or mixed relationships, mixed families. And I think that's, in my opinion, that's an evolution in human relationships, that we trying to allow each other to coexist, cohabitate, and then co-produce our new races, or maybe even our one race eventually. So
That was real deep.
yeah, I got a little faith in it because I mean, it always seems like the extremists who are, pro-black
Mhm.
or pro-white seem very extreme. It seems like the people who come together, black wife, white husband, or vice versa, they're a little more calm, they're a little more
I don't know.
understanding of the situation. Mm,
Because I don't want to say I'm an extremist, but I am a separatist. If that's what we making no words
I
today.
get it.
So I don't think that like I'm rah rah. I think I'm very peace,
Hmm.
but I just have my staunch values and views on that, and that's as far as I'm gonna go on that.
Okay, I get it. So you would never date outside your race?
No,
Okay.
I'm never giving up on black men.
Is that giving up?
Yes, it is
Why?
because
Because you gave this guy this opportunity, that means there's no more opportunity for it.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean that like, and I don't want to be sounding all like like I'm a racist or nothing, but like for real though, I'm surrounded by black men. I have black sons. I have a black father. I have a black brother. I have black coworkers. There's a positive in some of that. I feel like a lot of people go to other, and I'm not just gonna say because some people fall in love with people, character, and vibes, and blah 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 blah.
Da 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 da. That's big. That's the what you're supposed to be falling in love with, right?
True, but a
Okay.
lot of people fall in love with other. Well, I don't even say they seek out other races because I'm tired of this black chick or I'm tired of this black dude. They ain't doing it on vibes. And I think if you cultivate, like Franklin Roosevelt said, whatever within your own, you could probably find what you're looking for. You won't have to go outside your race.
Agreed.
Or, elevate your man. Like a lot of girls in the hood, we like bad boys and drug dealers and guys with fast cars. We don't like smart guys. You got to change your perception. Even with men, y'all don't like smart girls. Y'all like, you know what I'm saying?
I do, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Like, I don't like drugs. I'm just using that
Yeah.
as an example.
Mm.
But, like, we don't like what Lauren Hill said it best. What you want might make you cry, and if you need, might pass you by if you don't catch it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people let people pass them by because it's not ideal or what society want, or you know what I'm saying? Because they're not cultivating those relationships.
Yeah. Agreed. So that was pretty deep. I like these quotes. They bring some insight. Give you some things to think about. So we getting ready to get out of here shortly, but
How did that go by so fast?
because we was talking about your favorite topic.
But I want to ask one question though. Why do men think it's cool for them to sleep around? And that's like, and I know the double standard, but why y'all don't think that women feel like they don't want to date a guy that slept around with everybody too? Even though you a man and you got the master key, you can open up every door. Does that mean you have to? Why do men feel like we don't look at y'all the same way y'all look at a loose woman? We look at y'all the same way. Like, man, damn, like really? We look at y'all the same way. And if y'all trying to quote unquote have relationships and build bonds, why y'all sleep with everybody? And I'm just saying y'all for lack of a better term because you here speaking. But
Yeah.
I mean, I know you've probably been a little something something yourself, Black Knight.
Him and sir.
him.
Him and sir. Thank you, man. But I don't cheat, so I can't.
You've never cheated.
I don't, what is that? I don't know what that is.
You've cheated before.
So anyway, if I had to give some advice,
No, you don't lie. Have you cheated before?
I don't know what that is. I don't cheat. Cheating is anything that you have to lie about.
Oh, so you just put it on the table, and if they roll with it, they do or get rolled over.
No, I'm not that cruel.
Him and
But
sir.
thank you. I'm him and sir. Saying both. You know, whether I'm present or not present. So if you're talking to your girlfriends and they be like, what you yeah, him and sir got to go to school. Who's him and sir?
Now,
Him and sir. And then when I walk in the room, you say, hey,
when
him
I
and
talk
sir.
about you outside of you, I call you Davalise.
Okay.
And I talk about you a lot.
Do you?
I do.
Good things or bad thing?
An accumulation of both.
Okay. So we wrapping up. We're gonna have to talk about this. We wrapping up Age on America. But you know what? I'm gonna ask her and I'm gonna give my opinion on just a small tidbit that you can put inside your relationship that'll make things better. You got one?
Communication.
That's not a small tidbit. But go ahead.
That is a small tidbit.
Communication is everything. That's not small, in my opinion.
Okay, a small tidbit. I don't know. I'm deep.
Okay, that's good.
I don't know.
Let me give you my small tidbit. Something that I picked up. Music. When you have music playing in your household, it can soothe the savage beats. Whether it's a relationship between you and your lady or you and your guy, or it's the whole family. If you guys play music often in the household, it brings everybody together. It sets the mood. It sets the pace. Everything. Sometimes if you're going through something with your girl or your guy, and y'all been at it for 2 days or something, and ain't really speaking, and somebody sleeping on the couch, set the ambiance. Play a little music in the house. Something that you both can agree on. Something that's gonna set the pace. Something that maybe allows you to say you sorry. That's just my 2 cents.
That was dope. Is that because your dad is a musician and y'all play music a lot?
Maybe so. And I have witnessed the absence of music and what happens.
And you know what's funny is that I listen to music. I do. I listen to music all day long. So maybe that's why I'm so chill and why I'm looking for something deep because I listen to deep soul music every day, all day. So
yeah, but you got to be versatile. Look, if my lady want to trap it out, we can trap it out sometimes too.
I listen to trap
So I'm
music.
just saying.
I listen to
I'm just
Bach and
saying, don't bump
Beethoven
don't bump Fantasia all day when I come in. I want to get in my zone too.
I listen to classical music as well. I listen to jazz, all type of music.
See, now you're doing too much, but okay.
That's the truth. I was a music major in high school.
Okay.
Tidbit about me.
Okay. I think I'm liking what I'm hearing. Thank you, ma'am. This is D-Rob, Age on America. Thank you guys for listening. Tune in for next week. Not only next week, but next month. We got a lot of topics coming up in February. Check us out. Asia, D-Rob, Age on America, IntellectualRadio.com.
Happy Thursday.